Hi ladies, I just got done watching the video. I had to watch it 2 times because it was a lot to take in. Um, it was pretty depressing, honestly. I had never heard of Friedreich's ataxia or seen it, and I am a visual learner, so this video really did help me. The second time I watched it, I kind of tried to put myself in the shoes of the parents, and there's just no way I could do that. I can't even imagine what it would uh, feel like having a family member with Friedreich's ataxia, especially since it is progressive. Um, I think that's the scariest part about that these families are dealing with, is because it's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. So that totally changes the family dynamic. I mean, you're working with trying to maintain certain things for as long as possible, like their articulation and breast support, but I mean, you can only do so much, and that must be so frustrating for all of these families. What really stuck with me was how two of the mothers said that a lot of people come to them and say, "I couldn't do what you do." And their responses were both kind of similar in the fact that they said, you don't know what you can do until you're put in that situation, and that you rise to meet any situation that comes up. And I thought that was really meaningful, just in the fact that these parents are so strong for their kids, and that they are willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that they have the best life they possibly can. I thought it was really cool how the dad really focused on the support group, and that's where he found comfort, and that's what ended up tying all the stories together, which was a really neat part of this video. Clinically, I think working with a progressive disorder is difficult. As I said before, you're working on maintaining things. I mean, there might be improvement, which is great, but in the end, it's going to decline. So with Friedreich's ataxia, they were working on breast support and articulation, and then the one girl who went to the speech therapist, she had a very interesting kind of quivery characteristic to her voice that I noticed. And I thought it was interesting how differently the voice characteristics were in all of them, because the one boy that was talking, the older boy, he didn't really have much in like vocal differences as that one girl did. And we need to keep in mind that these families are going through a lot. They're bouncing back and forth between doctor's visits, OT, SLP, speech, everything. And so it's not realistic for us to ask them to do homework. I don't think is appropriate. But what we can do is sort of embed what we do in their everyday activities. So I was kind of thinking, the one girl, she was working, she did the pitch changes, which is noted in the book. And I was like, well, it would be fun if they spent a lot of time in the car. Why doesn't she just sing along to those songs? And maybe she could try to hold the long notes, and that'll work on her breast support, and it'll work on that intonation and stress. So there's easy ways that we can embed what we do into their daily lives. Assessment and treatment when working with children with ataxic dysarthria as opposed to adult acquired ataxic dysarthria. I think when you're working with a kiddo, we need to work on their awareness. They need to know why they're coming to therapy, what they're working on, and why they're working on that. Both of them need to work on ADLs, or acts of daily living. We want to get them as functional as possible. Intelligibility is a huge part in this, so we want to boost that intelligibility. With kids, we want to work on functional stuff. So what are they doing in school? Are they struggling with any subjects, or what are they struggling with in school? And we can figure out how we can help them in those areas. With adults who have acquired this ataxic dysarthria, I feel a huge role of us would be counseling, because they were functioning probably normally until an incident happened, and that's going to change everything, and they're going to have a lot to deal with and adjust to. So we would do a lot of the counseling in that situation, trying to get them to adjust to this new normal for them. But overall, I really enjoyed watching this video. I learned a lot from it. Now I know way more about Friedreich's ataxia than I did before, and I think it is really important for us as clinicians to keep in mind what the families are going through, and we just need to be there for them.